Get ready for the most important virtual award show in the history of residential architecture and YouTube. It's time for the AIA RDA Atlanta.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 AIA Residential Design Awards. My name is Richie Redding. I am your host, and I am joined by our wonderfully talented co-host.
I'm Dara Jamat. People at home, are we ready to have some fun at 2 p.m. on a Thursday?
Yes, sir, we are. I can't tell you what a big deal it is for me to be here. It's such an honor because I am a huge fan of residential design awards, okay? I know that 8 lucky architects are going to have the best Thursday afternoon of their lives. In order, it goes the birth of your firstborn child and then winning the AIA RDA Atlanta chapter.
This is so exciting. How's your quarantine going?
Well, I started cutting my own hair, and this happened. Yeah, I look like I sell cigarettes to children now. But how's yours been?
Oh, just happy to be here. I've been watching House Hunters International for a year straight, so I feel like I've been training for this. And really just because I want to see inside anyone else's house but mine.
Well, today we get to creep on some of the nicest houses in all of Atlanta, Dara.
So what exactly does it mean for someone to win the AIA RDA?
Oh, it's a huge achievement. It means that they have been recognized by a jury of their peers for excellence in architecture in the greater Atlanta area. I know it. And then they get to submit to regionals. They're not guaranteed to get in, but they get to submit to regionals. We're talking, whole Southeast.
Shut up.
And then they get to go to the big dance. We're talking about nationals, people. Yeah, and that's when the big money starts rolling in.
My goodness. I have goosebumps. Can you stop teasing me? Can we get this thing started?
Oh, we're going to get this thing started. And I want to make a promise to you, our listeners, that our theme for this night is to wrap it up.
That's right, folks. We're going to keep this thing moving. We're going to breeze right on along. There will be 2, count them, 2 architecture jokes.
That's dose, people. Dose. And we're going to keep it moving because, let's face it, AIA didn't pay for that much studio time. So without further ado, let's get cooking.
Yes!
Before we begin the award program, we would like to recognize all of the patrons for which this show and other chapter initiatives are made possible. Let's thank our presenting sponsor and diamond patron, YKK. Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our elite patrons, Construct Connect, Dell Technology, and Design Pay.
Our gold patrons, Georgia Power, Calnier, Longboard, and Porcelanosa.
Finally, all of our silver patrons.
Thank you for your generous support during this tumultuous time. And now, we have a quick message from Tracy Carusi, 2021 AIA Atlanta President and Honorary Chair of the Awards.
Welcome, everyone, to the 2020 AIA Atlanta Residential Design Awards. But before we get started, I want to send a thank you to all of our patrons. Without them, we cannot accomplish all that we do for our members. We've had overwhelming support from them for 2021, and for that, we're truly grateful. You know, the beautiful city of Atlanta is home to some really stellar residential architects and architecture. That's clear by the quality of entries that we received this year. Year by year, the quality of architecture gets better and better. It's a great time to be in Atlanta and witness this architectural evolution. Now, of course, you realize that 2020 was a year like no other, and we couldn't get together in person for the awards, but just the same, we didn't want to miss the opportunity to show off and recognize our peers' work in a virtual format. This year, we received submissions in 5 award categories. They are single-family non-traditional design, single-family traditional design, multifamily under 50 units, mixed-use design with over 50 units, and renovation adaptive reuse under 5,000 square feet. The esteemed jury had the arduous task of reviewing and evaluating over 30 submissions. We were honored to have 5 prominent architects to serve as this year's RDA jury. We'd like to acknowledge and give thanks to these 5 individuals. The jury consisted of Teri Canada, AIA, NOMA with EVOKE Studio of Durham, North Carolina, Ernesto Cragnolino, FAIA with Alterstudio Architecture, LLP of Austin, Texas, David Dillard, FAIA with HKS of Dallas, Texas, Daniel Lee with Bohlin, Cywinski, Jackson of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Kathy Scott, AIA with Walker Warner Architects of San Francisco, California. I had the opportunity to sit in on part of the deliberations and know how thoughtful and mindful each individual juror was with the entries. Great job, jury, and thank you again for taking time to serve. I can't wait to see who the winners are. So many inspiring designs. Enjoy the presentation. Back to you both, Richie and Dara.
Thank you, Tracy, for that heartfelt message that we totally watched right here in the studio. Those words you said about that thing that you really meant, nailed it.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
Now let's explain the awards. This year, the jury selected awards based on numerous criteria. Among them were project narrative, program strength, and problem solving. During the jury deliberations, the judges had a choice of awarding 2 different distinctions. The highest distinction that can be bestowed on a project is the Honor Award. Honor Award recipients clearly demonstrated a creative approach to problem solving and met the highest standards in all areas. The second distinction is the Honorable Mention Merit Award. Recipients of the Merit distinction illustrated noteworthy accomplishments, but not across all areas of consideration. Now for our first category, mixed use with over 50 units. With the second most entries, the jury found notable qualities in all the project submissions. However, there were 2 projects that were deemed worthy of awards. Therefore, the first award for Honorable Mention Merit Award goes to Niles Bohlin for Vantage.
Vantage is very successful in the overall placement of the building elements on the site. The spaces created in between the building structures allow for positive and fun pedestrian interaction. Niles Bohlin presented a well-thought-out solution to pedestrian flow and visitor engagement.
The green roof on the retail building is an integrated, sustainable element that also acts as a private outdoor recreation/entertainment area for the residents. The building scale and massing fits in with this urban university campus. The window placement and color selection create a busy facade, but that seems to work in this environment.
The interior spaces are generous and are designed to promote community activities as well as collaboration. The jury was impressed with the light-filled interior communal spaces and noted that the materials and space planning were ideal for this type of student housing environment. The funky vibes and lively elements of this building elevate it from being a typical mixed-use residential project. Congratulations to Niles Bohlin.
The second award recipient received the highest accolades of honor designation goes to Lord Eck Sargent for the Charles. Exceptionally designed and well thought out project. The strategic design choices really allow this mixed-use complex to stand out amongst an already visually competitive Buckhead neighborhood.
The sensitivity to the tenant-owner experience in each unit of the residential tower positively impacts the exterior expression of the building design. Lord Eck Sargent wanted each tenant to have a corner unit, and this unique floor plan transfers to an exciting facade that can be enjoyed from every angle.
The parking deck section is also striking. The repetitive elements in the parking deck are encapsulated by a perforated metal panel with integrated light strips that really bring interest to what could have been a boring facade. The light and airy parking deck and residential tower seem to levitate on top of the massive retail base.
The Charles is interesting to look at and experience from all angles. This is not a traditional tower in that the base, middle, and top are distinctly separate design elements, but there is an exciting cohesion that allows the design to work as an elevated piece of architecture. Congratulations to Lord Eck Sargent.
For the next category, we move on to multifamily unit under 50 units. Among the many entries, the jury felt only one project was award-worthy. The architect to receive the merit award is Office of Design for Arden Townhomes.
The Arden Townhomes is beautifully executed. Office of Design make effective use of mass and void to balance the articulation of individual units with the overall design as a cohesive whole. Each townhouse is handsomely proportioned and attractive onto itself, with unique features like bays, gable ends, and chimneys to differentiate one from the next.
The overall composition feels balanced and appropriate for the single-family neighborhood where it resides, setting an example for how density can be accommodating without detracting from neighborhood character. The project's clean, contemporary interpretation of arts and crafts architecture, including the use of nicely restrained palette that carries through from exterior to interior, quiet its aesthetic and reduce the overall feeling of scale.
As Atlanta and cities across the country look to increase housing stock, they would be well served by projects with the quality and sensitivity of design exhibited here. Congratulations to Office of Design.
For our next category, we move to renovation/adaptive reuse, less than 5,000 square feet. The jury was pleased by the creativity and scale of each of the submissions. However, one project stood above all else and received the highest level of recognition, the honor distinction. The winner is Axios Architecture for more mid-century.
Mid-century! More Mid-Century is a thoughtful update that celebrates the spirit of the original residence with carefully crafted interventions that open up the living area. The integration of modern window wall technology highlights the hearth as the center of the living room, dissolving the boundary to nature.
The simple yet powerful gesture of painting the roof eaves allows the horizontality of these planes and the original brick to make a tectonic embrace. Congratulations to Axios for this exquisite renovation.
I don't like this L-shaped table. I feel so apart. I want a round table.
You know who actually invented the round table?
Who?
Circumference. Hey!
Hi-oh!
We're doing architecture jokes, baby. That's geometry. Back on me. Our next winner comes from the category of single-family traditional styled homes. The honor distinction goes to Historic Concepts for Natural History.
Historic Concepts for Natural History. The jury were instantly entranced by the history and narrative of the project. The comfortable juxtaposition of anachronisms like appliances and an expansive glass and steel wall embedded tastefully in a host structure with no sheetrock in sight. These and other nuances distance natural history from its impersonators, who either yield to Disney-esque historical replication or mix it all up cacophonically.
Secondly, the simplicity of form and detail. To say traditional is not to say overwrought ipso facto. This is a very simple solution in massing and in detail. The columns are Doric. There are no gutters. The main building is clapboard, not brick. There are three, count them, three freestanding structures.
What? The latter is almost primitive, daringly so, and genius. The only exceptions to this restraint are the octagonal galleries that let slip a dash of ostentation with their rococo trompe-l'œil ceilings. Anomalous but forgivable. No doubt there is a story there as well. Encore! Bravo to Historic Concepts!
For the fourth year in a row, the single-family non-traditional category received the most entries in the design competition. During the deliberation, each jury member had praise for each of the finalists' attention to detail and program strength. As such, the jury had great difficulty in awarding just one winner in this category. Therefore, in addition to the Design Excellence Honor Award, the jury unanimously agreed to bestow not one Honorable Mention Merit Award, but two in this category, for the second time in RDA history.
For the second time in RDA history?
Without further ado, the first of the two Merit Awards goes to Francis Zook, Architects for Moccasin Creek Residents. Yes!
Moccasin Creek residents! The jury was impressed by the elegant fusion of traditional aesthetics with the amenities of a modern home. The architect overcame this limitation with a thoughtful plan that results in an uncompromised sequence of spaces that provide both intimacy and expansive views to the lake.
The project is a rich balance of traditional rooms that are symmetrically composed and more singularly focused, with agile spaces that benefit from a more complex arrangement. On the exterior, the understated quality of the board and batten cement board siding is juxtaposed against the tactility of peeled locust tree columns and a cedar shake roof.
The same sense of contrast pervades the interior of the home, where nuanced materials such as antique timber beams, Tennessee field stone, and reclaimed chestnut walls are juxtaposed against the minimal presence of white plains and volumes. Congratulations to Francis Zook Architects.
The second of the two Merit Awards goes to Square Feet Studio for Morningside. In the milieu of an urban neighborhood of traditional single-family houses, this project provides an unapologetic modern presence while respecting the scale and volumetric coherence of its older context. The project's great merit is the organizing logic in both plan and section.
By leveraging the site's topography, the project conceals an expansive lower level of garage and support spaces. This allows for a diminutive top floor whose floor area is less than a third of the overall footprint of the home. The result is a building of modest massing with a generous catalog of functional spaces. The swimming pool is similarly knit into the spatial puzzle with the water depth inserted between the functional areas of the lower level, thus placing the pool terrace on the same plane as the main living spaces.
The project organizes sustainable resources as cleverly as space and mass, with stormwater detention, capture and reuse, photovoltaic energy production with battery storage and solar heating of the swimming pool. Congratulations to Square Feet Studio.
Square Feet Studios, Morningside, congratulations!
All right, we're almost done. How you feeling?
It's chilly in here.
Oh, you should go stand in the corner.
Why?
Because it's 90 degrees.
Oh, rock'em sock'em.
Geometry jokes, geometry jokes, geometry jokes. But really. And a cheese ball. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was real bad. Okay, Star Swipe, let's get serious. Our last award goes to the winner of the acclaimed Honor Award for Design Excellence. Let's give a huge round of applause to Choate and Hurtline Architects for House in the Berkshires.
Choate and Hurtline Architects for House in the Berkshires. I knew you could do it!
The project is expressive of its site in both form and construction. Built from the native stones and a local tree that forms the primary column at the entry porch, the project literally arises from its site.
The house is elegantly organized with respect to its material character, where the dominant masonry at the entry of the house embeds into the site and then slowly erodes as timber-clad volumes cantilever over the wooded hillside where the site slopes away with expansive pastoral views. The timber frame is the dominant figure in the space, providing both its fundamental aesthetic character and the structural rigor that embeds the whole with a powerful authenticity. The embrace of craft and careful detail lends subtlety and elegance to the overall, as the notch-kneed bracing and outriggers are orchestrated into a rich and coherent composition.
Congratulations to Choate and Hurtline Architects. Thank you again to all the AIA Atlanta patrons. Now we have a nice message from our presenting sponsor, YKK.
My name is Mike Turner, and on behalf of YKK AP America, I would like to congratulate the 2020 Residential Design Award winners. YKKAP is proud to sponsor AIA Atlanta's efforts in recognizing inspiring designs by local architects that enhance our communities. Support for local activities is an important part of our culture, and we are honored to work with AIA Atlanta in supporting this special event. As a Georgia-based company, YKKAP employs hundreds of local workers to manufacture high-quality window and door products for residential and commercial buildings used throughout the USA. Our products are chosen and loved by architects, builders, and homeowners alike. Check out ykkap.com to learn more about how we can help you on your next project.
Congratulations to all the winners, and we hope everyone can get together next year and do this in person like it's meant to be. But I also want to point out that Chris Yue did a ton of work to make this show possible and deserves a lot of credit. Here's to you, Chris. And thank you so much for having my company, Funnier Than You Are, produce this show. My name is Richie Redding, and that's
Dara Jamat.
Thank you for upstaging me during this entire show, Dara. I really appreciate that. You shined, baby. You shined.